wondering, I'm an undecided theist, I guess you could say, or atheist, either or. And I'm a college student now, and I've seen how religion can kind of impact people's future negatively. So I was wondering if both of you guys were Christians beforehand. I don't know, but how, if like the religion impacted your life, like if you guys grew up in a secular home, if you think your life would be like completely different in a better way or worse way, like how like Christianity impacted your life.
I think you're in luck because you have one of each.
Yeah, you have one of each example. I was born in a secular home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was born and raised in a Christian home. What kind of questions specifically? I'm sorry, it's just a broad topic.
Yeah, just like how if like you feel like you would be in a different field, because like I'm a finance and economics major, and I grew up in a really like Christian home, and I've just started like figuring out a lot about science. My girlfriend's a biology major and stuff, and I would totally like I can't like switch my major because I'm too far into it now and it costs way too much money. But I would rather be a physics major if I like grew up in a more like science, like family that promoted science and stuff, because it's way more interesting than what I'm doing now. And that's like completely changed. Like becoming an economist or like becoming a physicist, that's like a complete change of lifestyle and everything. So I feel like
how old are you, Brandon?
Kind of negatively impact 20.
You have time. You can do it. I promise you can do it. Okay, so Brandon,
I don't have money.
I don't either. I'm 30. I'm 30 and I'm going back to college. I'm a full-time student. I'm in my first semester right now. And you know what, man? If you switch your major now and graduate, you will still be way ahead of me. And I don't think I'm doing terribly. You can. Yeah, you absolutely can. It's not the end of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I could have a career and then go back to school.
You can.
Some money to put back into it. Yeah, I'm young. But I was just wondering if you think that your faith or religion impacted how it like impacted your life.
Sure.
Wow, I had no idea what would have happened to me if I had been born in a deeply religious home.
I do.
I find myself these days very much of a follower, and it's like, I think I would still be, I think I would be trapped. I don't know. I like to think I would escape, but...
well, you know, it's...
I don't know.
It's definitely interesting. How would things be different if I wasn't? I probably would not have seen a whole lot of really bad shit. That would be cool, but then I don't think I'd be motivated to be here. So...
Yeah.
If I had the chance to go through it all again, the guy who called earlier and said that he discovered Talk Heathen and it's helped him work his way out, like I could die here and I'd feel like I succeeded in something because I helped somebody find their way out of something that can be so detrimental. I'm so thrilled to be in the position that I'm at right now today, talking to you, Brandon, sitting next to Denis fucking Loubet. Like,
Denis fucking Loubet.
That's right. That I'm happy things worked out the way they did. But that doesn't mean that that's true for everybody. And it doesn't mean that it makes the things that I saw okay. So I know I've talked about it before, and I'm not going to go into detail. I will say that I've seen the church promote marital rape. My church promoted marital rape. I was in a church that spare the rod, spoil the child, right? Kids got beat. I can tell you that in the church that I went to, the satanic panic was a thing. You couldn't go outside of the church. Did you have the satanic panic, Brandon?
No.
No?
I'm from a Nazarene denomination.
Okay, okay. In my church, the devil actually has subliminal messages in music, and if you listen to it, it will subliminally affect you and turn you away from God. And then
my family tried to pray the demons out of
yeah.
That was about is that what you're talking about, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, So I actually, when one of my closest friends, best friends, they came out at 14 years old to their very religious family, and they got kicked out of the house and were homeless at 14 years old. And
wow,
is that legal?
Does it matter? Like, it happened. They got taken in by an amazing family, and the rest is not my story to tell. But what I will tell you is that seeing that, I wish that everybody could be raised without religion, because there are so many less excuses to be a shitty person without religion.
Yeah, but being raised that way, I can't talk from this position of knowledge.
No, well, that's awesome. The less stories you have in this situation, the better.
I don't have any horror stories. What you guys are discussing is like foreign.
So
yeah, that's what I'm starting to see is the two worldviews are just completely different.
They are.
They're like you cannot like have. They can't like. I feel like you can't have a secular worldview and still, or like be secular and also religious, or like believe in the science and also believe in the Bible. Like there's a lot of contradictions, because if Adam and Eve were never there, then I feel like the whole Bible just falls apart.
Right.
Like Adam and Eve is the base. Like you have to have Adam and Eve.
Well, you do see
that's the issue I'm having right now.
Oh, you do see a lot of compatibilism. You have people who try and square it and say, well, that's allegory. And every time something gets disproven, it turns from literal to metaphor. And so eventually the Bible is just going to be one really long, boring poem. But for now, it's truth and metaphor kind of interspersed. And just follow the evidence, brother. And there's nothing wrong with, wanting the truth.
Yeah.
And don't have your end in mind. Just want the truth. And when you focus on that, focus following the evidence to find truth in the world, you are more likely to get there than if you ever start and do this Cartesian circle back in on itself. Because I'm telling you, man, you're going to see a lot of it the more you look into it. Just be aware. Trust yourself.
Cool. Thank you guys
like
for
a
your
really
time.
Smart guy.
Sure.
Absolutely. You take care.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
With each of these calls, it's like, wow, the future's in better shape than I thought.
Right? Doesn't it just fill you up? This show
helps me.
This show fills me up every week for the rest of the week. I'm on top of the world when we get to talk to people.